Hello, all. Welcome to the Indian Film Festival of Cincinnati. I'm Rati Apana. I'm the executive director of the Indian Film Festival. You just watched the beautiful film Hellaro, and you were probably swept away by it like I was. And with me today is the very talented and successful debut director, Abhishek Shah. He is the writer, director, and producer of Hellaro, which is the first ever Gujarati film to win a national award for the best feature film. And this is in the history of cinema, and the award is known as the Swarna Kamal. Now, Abhishek has been writing TV scripts, social media films, radio scripts, corporate films, and he has presented and produced a number of radio shows as well on different subjects and different formats. Now, he's also a casting director in Gujarati cinema and has done some very successful films like Wrong Side Raju, Cello Divas, Bayar, and several other films. So join me today in welcoming Abhishek Shah. Welcome, Abhishek.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you here. It's not hard to see why this movie was such a favorite with most people because it began to us. It highlighted various issues that continue in today's society: patriarchy, casteism,
Yeah.
superstition, and then you kind of brought them together and presented them in a way that really connected with us in the audience. And we
Mm.
then began to empathize with the characters in the film. We began to empathize with the women in the film. We began to understand the dominant nature of the males in the film, for example. And I understand that this whole film took place in Kutch, and you were trying to bring out the fact that these women were very repressed and did not have that freedom of expression. Um, so, and I'm sure that it is this very thought that sort of um, cheered you on to then make this film, and it was based on a folklore that you had heard. So,
Mm.
tell us a bit about this folklore and how similar was it to the film?
Folklore is not about suppression or the oppressed society. It is about just a group of women and a dholi, right? And it is also very well connected with the mythology of Krishna Bhagwan and gopis and Ras. So it is very different from Hellaro. But when I was actually trying to write something about the women's self-expression,
Mhm.
then one fine day I came to know about the folklore, which has a dholi and group of women. So I borrowed that idea of group of women and dholi,
I
and
see.
actually I was trying to I was trying to tell something on the verge of women's self-expression. So
Mm.
both the things merged very well, and then I came up with a story which is a period film, and also it talks about women's self-expression. It talks about patriarchy. It talks about casteism. It is
Mm.
also about those people who are very suppressed, and they don't have any way out. And
Mhm.
then one fine day they found a way in this oppressed world.
Yes,
So
yes,
that was the basic idea, but folklore is quite different from this
yeah.
story. There is a Krishna Bhagwan. There is so it's a kind of very spiritual, and we can say it is a very religious story, and it is very well known in Kutch and many parts of Gujarat. But yes, I just took the idea of women dancing on the beats of dhol,
Beautiful.
and then I created the whole story of suppression.
It's absolutely beautiful story. So going back to something that you said you wanted to create something on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
discussion of expression of women. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, who inspired your main character Manjeri, and what was your experience growing up with women around you? Why did you choose this topic?
So basically, Manjari is Abhishek Shah. So Manjari is a character.
Mm,
So she doesn't like separation anymore. So one fine day, she came up with the idea that let's get our own expression. So Manjari is very well inspired from my character and also my thoughts.
I see.
But
That's lovely.
yeah,
So
so
yeah, yeah, I like what you said. So it's really, in a sense, it is Abhishek Shah. But
yeah.
what inspired that? I mean, what was your experience growing up with women around you?
I don't have that that much serious or that much we can say violent experiences or some cases around me. But
Mm,
yes, I read a lot about women self-expression and also some stories we have. We have some great writers,
mm,
Rabindranath Tagore and Premchand, and some great Gujarati writers. So
I,
actually, I worked with some NGOs. So
oh,
I came to know about situations in rural India, specifically rural India,
mhm,
and so-called urban developed houses and
right.
the inner reality of that urban developed society. So
Mm,
one fine day, I got Facebook request from my childhood friend. She actually studied with me in school, and
ah,
then we started talking. And then I noticed that she doesn't had that the Facebook DP. Also, there wasn't any photograph. So I generally asked her why. So she said he doesn't like it. So
ah,
he meant her husband, right?
yeah.
So that was the trigger point for me. A girl who is very well educated and also working in multinational company, she doesn't have that right to put her pic on social media. So
Mm,
that was the trigger point for me. So I was actually thinking to create something about women self-expression, and then this incident happened, and
mm,
then I decided that let's write something about this thing. So I'm very much against uh, we can say on ownership.
mhm,
So patriarchy has one ingredient, and which is ownership. So if I marry a girl, so I'm the owner, and she's just a thing, just an item, right? So that was my basic idea. So I wanted to write something on this words of ownership, and
mm,
also I just told you that I came to know about the folklore. So then uh, I was trying to write something on expression
mhm,
and then suppression,
mhm,
and I came to know about the folklore, which has a great ingredient which called garba. Garba is a folk dance, right? So dance is very much connected, and dance is a form of our expression.
correct.
So it was a eureka moment for me.
Mm,
So because if you are talking about suppression and you have a weapon which is very expressive, which is garba,
mhm.
so so it was a great moment that time when I was writing. So then I decided to uh, write Hellaro like this.
Oh, wow. What a lovely story. I mean, thank you for telling us how you came upon the story and, what you actually did. Because your vision, it translated so beautifully on the screen. Every frame that we saw was so powerful. The visuals were amazing, set, of course, in the deserts of Kutch. And it almost seemed like this film had so many layers to it, and every scene there was a takeaway. And you're a debut director, and you just nailed this film so well, because there was a lesson in almost every scene that we saw. What was your process like as you began to weave the elements together? Because I understand, I mean, you had this idea, and then you thought about the dance, which is brilliant, because that's
Mhm.
a great form of expression. You had a wonderful choreographer too. Tell us
Yeah.
about the process. How were you able to sort of weave these elements together? Because you did connect so well with the audience.
Yeah.
Very often, a debut director finds it hard to do that. So tell us more about your process and how you went about that.
So credit goes to the team, I can say. So first, when I wrote the, I think one page story, and then I narrated the story to my partners. So Ayush Patel, Meet Jani, and Pratik Gupta. So we four had a company called Harfan Mora Films. So I narrated the story to them, and they immediately reacted that let's make a film out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from that day to the last day of shooting, so I am very much lucky, being a debut director. Uh, people help me a lot. People actually work greatly in the film, and then I can give you some names. Pratik Gupta is my screenwriter, my co-screenwriter, and
Right.
Soumya Joshi wrote the lyrics and dialogues.
Mm-hmm.
So Tribhuvan Babu shot the film. He's a cinematographer, and
I
Nikki Joshi did costumes, and Ravi Popat and Sheil created the whole village and the production design. So
see.
the basic idea was that let's make a film, a period film, and something which is uh, very much we can say something which is I'm not finding the word, but always I like some films which are very socially relevant,
Yes.
which which have something to tell to the society,
Mm-hmm.
and which always live with you, right? So we wanted to make a film so
Mm-hmm.
which can connect with all kind of audience. So
Mm-hmm.
Hellaro was the kind of story we had, and also the basic idea was that to tell the story only. We didn't have any thoughts about commercials. We didn't have any thoughts about national award or some great film festivals. But yes, I was very much sure about the storytelling of the film
Yeah.
because I also wrote the story, and I'm also one of the screenplay writers. So from the beginning, uh, it was a clear visualization about the colors of the film, about the terrain of the film. So terrain was very difficult to find in 2016 and 17 because Kutch is not secluded right now. Kutch is not, we can say, it is very developed. Kutch is developed right now, so it was challenging that we had to find some location. So the terrain, the location, the village, the colors, the women. So all things were very much sure in my mind. So that helped me, and the choreographers Samir Tannash, music of Vivu Surti, and
Mm-hmm.
all things came together, and you you just see the teamwork on the screen.
Absolutely. I mean, it was fantastic teamwork, I think. And I understand you had to literally build a whole village for this particular film.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm,
Yeah. So, and this whole idea of, and you brought that out so well, the woman being a property of the man, and that came through in the film. And after the man dies, the widow is still a property of somebody. I don't know. It seems weird
mm,
that she was still suppressed, uh, and it was everybody else around her, including the other women, who were suppressing her. And it's,
mm.
I found that also rather strange. And but my question is this a reflection of our society in that era, or is it still there? Something that was in the past?
So suppression has many faces, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just told you a story of a girl who is working in multinational company, and
Yeah.
she doesn't have the right to uh, to to put her photographs on social media. So
Mm-hmm.
Hillary is about that
The
girl.
book answer.
Yeah. So the Hellaro is about all kind of people who don't have right to express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, uh, in the film you can see 1975 Kutch, but yes, still we have some villages in India. They don't allow women to dance in festivals. We also have some uh, developed societies where women don't have some kind of rights, and they don't have say, they don't have their thoughts,
Right.
and they can't put their 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 kind of thoughts or their kind of
Mm-hmm.
ideology in front of the society. So
Yeah.
Hillaro talks about all kind of suppressions.
Mm-hmm.
Hillaro talks about each and every part of the world which
Mm-hmm.
has the suppression, which has that one thing which called ownership. And Hilaro talks about all the people. I'm not talking about only women. All the people who don't have their expressions, they are finding their expressions. They're finding the way out to express themselves.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think you brought that out very beautifully. And it's a film, you chose to make it in Gujarati to keep it authentic, I guess, right? Um, but I think it's a film that everyone needs to see. And I just wondered how your film is doing right now. I mean, you won the Swarna Kamal, which is the highest award the film could, get in the land. And first of all, how did that make you feel? And then, secondly, are you going to have this film out now
Getting
on Netflix?
hello,
Doing
yeah,
about
you're getting yeah.
this film?
So getting the highest award of Indian cinema, we can say it is a Rashtrapati Award. It is a President Award.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great feeling. And I actually I didn't have any words to express when the announcement happened. I think 9th of August 2019. So
Uh-huh.
that was a great moment of my life. One of the beautiful moments
Yeah,
of
yeah,
my life, and it is very special. And when you make a film, when you are a debut director, when you don't have any kind of thoughts
yeah,
while making the film, because I didn't have any thought of awards. I didn't have any thought of commercial success of the film. And
mm-hmm.
one fine day, after completing the film, you got a message that you are winning
Yeah,
the highest award. And Satyajit Ray and Minal Sen and Adul Gopal Krishnan, the filmmakers, the giant filmmakers,
yes,
won the same award in their debut films. So, which is a great feeling, and I'm very much lucky. being a debut director because I got a great team, and also
Yeah.
I got this award on my debut film. So I'm very much glad and
Fabulous.
I'm obliged that I'm happy. Yes.
Fabulous. I mean, you not only brought to the forefront, all
And
the
just I want to add something. So national award happened, and then film released in India, and also we had some screenings in USA, in Australia, in Dubai, in other parts of country like UK and some other countries. So I still getting some great messages on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. So people are liking the film like anything. So that is the major, that is the biggest award
yeah,
I'm getting still. So after the completion of the screening, also I think couple of messages are there. People are liking the film. People love the film a lot. So which is a great feeling. And beyond awards, you have to you have to reach to the audiences. You have to make a film which can connect and which can talk to people, and I would like to say which can question the audiences. So Hellaro did this, so I'm very much happy about
absolutely. I think you scored so big because you not only brought out the topics that are so essential for us, for society all over the world, not just in India, which is the suppression of women, but you also, fed into it other topics that were going on, like superstition, like the treatment of, of widows, and then introducing the dance and the dance form and that abundance with which the women themselves sort of expressing themselves. So dance was almost like a fourth character, in your
it. Yeah.
an additional character in your film,
Yes.
because
Yes. Yes.
you know as human beings we connect with that, we do connect with that dance. And I think the choreography of the dance was very beautifully done, very differently for the men and the women, and that came
Yeah.
through as well very well. So tell us, Abhishek, what are your plans for the future?
So I'm going to make another film, and I'm writing the script. And the pandemic helped me a lot because the 6 months of lockdown gave me the luxury of
Doing
writing the another script. So yes, I'm working on my next film,
Yeah.
and again, yes, I just want to tell something which is very socially relevant, and which has something which has a great social concern. So yes, I'm just writing it.
And will it be in Gujarati again?
Uh, Not Gujarati. I'm making the film in Hindi.
In
So
Hindi?
right now I'm working on the Hindi film. But yes, I'll make Gujarati films. I think lifelong. I want to tell stories in my language,
Of course.
and yes, I love my language a lot. So
Yeah.
yes, I'll make some films in Gujarati too. But the
Love.
second film is going to be in Hindi languages.
I see. Okay. No, that's amazing. So tell us, you know, this fantastic team that you put together. Tell us some stories, because here we always like to discuss the story behind the story. And so tell us anything
Yeah.
that you can recall about your team, maybe a funny story or maybe a challenging one. It doesn't
So
matter.
we didn't have the luxury of fun at the time of shooting because we had only 32 days of shoot
Uh,
because it was a Gujarati film, it was a regional film. So we
yeah,
had to shoot the film in 32 days. And
right.
we shot the film um, in Khavda. So I can say
Mm.
it is very close to India-Pakistan border, just
Oh,
uh, 50 kilometers from India-Pakistan border.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some challenges because we shot the film in March and April,
Yeah.
and March and April is very, very, very hot months of months of India, we can say. And I think there was 45-degree Celsius
Ooh,
temperature out there,
very.
and we had accommodation for only 85 to 90 people, and we had around 180 to 200 people crew. So that was very challenging for us. And the most challenging part was to shoot with women in that extreme heat.
Yeah.
So you can see in the film they are not wearing any any
Makeup.
any yeah. So no, they are not wearing anything in their foot, right? So it is very difficult to shoot the film in
Mm.
45-degree in India while you are barefoot. So it was very difficult for them. It was very difficult for us because they had to shoot the uh, dialogue part, the scenes, and also they had to dance in that situation.
Mm.
So yes, uh, those days were very very hectic, and uh, we had rain, real rain. We had some great uh, heat wave when we were there. So I think 12 to 3 noon, 12
Mm.
noon to 3 p.m. We didn't have time to shoot the film because it was extreme heat. And we also had cyclone out there. So it was not a month where you are where you can expect cyclone or rain out there. So also that kind of natural problems we also had there. And the whole team, the whole crew uh, had only one dream. They just want to make this film. They just want to concentrate on their work.
Yeah.
So those great people made this film. I'm not the only one, but
Yeah.
yes, my whole team, my all the actors, my co-producers, my partners, and all each and every who was part of Hellaro made this film because it was very difficult to shoot the film. It was very difficult to leave there. It was also very difficult to work there.
Mm.
So finally, it is. I think we can say miracle. We made a good film out of those realistic problems.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. I mean, it's really heartening to, to see a director who's so socially oriented and also one that works so well with the team, and that shows because the beauty of the film comes through. And yes, it comes through because of your teamwork as well and your vision. We look forward to more films from you, and we hope there'll be another strong social message for all of us in your next film, Abhishek. Uh, so this new film that you're talking about, is this what is the setting? What will the setting be?
So I'm not going to tell you anything about about the film because yes, it is about our society. It is about um, we can say I think it it I don't find any appropriate words for that. But yes, it is very important to talk about that issue in cinema. And actually, I did theater a lot. So
Hmm.
I wrote some plays and directed those plays. And in my plays also, I usually talk about something which is very socially relevant, and it is at the same time it should be very entertaining. It should be
Yes.
something which can connect to the people. So
Correct.
yes, I'm trying to make this film also quite entertaining. At the same time, it has something which is very socially
Mhm. And that's the balance I think that you captured so beautifully because you gave us something entertaining as well, as well as a
relevant.
strong social message through. Because very often, you watch a film and yes, it has a strong social message, but it hasn't really maybe entertained you enough. And here you capture, and for some of us in the audience, that's okay because we love to watch film, love to watch a film with social messages. But then there are other folks in the audience who would also appreciate the bit of entertainment that goes along with it. And you did both. You captured a much larger audience, and I think that you did that very well. Yeah,
but 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 people don't know that it's a great successful formula. uh, if you count some great five names which are very hugely successful, commercially successful films,
hmm
Hindi films, which also created history in overseas. So those films are Three Idiots, PK, Dangal, and Lag Rao Munna Bhai MBBS. All these films talks about something which is very socially relevant. It is also entertaining films. They are also entertaining films, but
Yeah,
yes, they have some message to tell people, and also they have great entertainment in those storytelling.
that's
So
right.
it's a great proven successful material, we can say.
Mm,
It's a formula, but
yeah.
it is very difficult formula.
Mm,
So we don't have much filmmakers, and we don't have many names in this list. But yes, uh, people who actually loves people who love watching entertaining film,
mm,
they very much love PK and Lagarav Munna Bhai and
yeah.
Three Idiots because there is something which connects you.
Correct, correct. And you did that so beautifully, I have to say. Thank you again for such a lovely
Thank you,
show and for a great interview. We hope to
thank you very much.
talk again sometime soon, maybe when your next film comes out. So thank you,
Sure,
Abhishek.
sure.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, yes. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.